A lot of men think that attracting a woman is all about looks, money, or status. But the truth is, the things that actually draw a woman in are much deeper. Things you can't always see on the surface. And unless you understand the psychology behind what truly sparks attraction, no matter how hard you try, you'll either get ignored or end up in the friend zone. You've probably seen it. Some guys don't even chase women, and yet women are drawn to them naturally, while others try everything and still get nowhere. The difference, one guy knows how to trigger a woman's emotional system and the other doesn't. Point 1. Attraction begins in the mind, not in the eyes. When most guys think about attraction, the first thing that comes to mind is appearance. They hit the gym, buy expensive clothes, style their hair, and think, if I look good enough, women will automatically be attracted to me. But here's a powerful truth. Real attraction doesn't begin with how you look. It begins with how you make her feel. Let me paint a picture for you. You're at a cafe. Two guys are sitting across the room. One is clearly good looking. He's well groomed, muscular, dressed sharply. The other guy looks average. Basic clothes, nothing flashy, not conventionally handsome. But here's the twist. As time passes, more girls are glancing toward the average looking guy. Some even walk over to talk to him. Why? Because that guy has energy. He's relaxed, smiling, talking to people around him confidently, and most importantly, he's not trying too hard. He gives off a vibe of, I'm already enough, and that is magnetic. Here's what most guys don't realize. Women are emotional beings. They are far more responsive to energy, presence, and confidence than just looks. A man who carries himself with self-respect and calm assurance activates something deep in a woman's subconscious. This is why so many guys ask, why do girls go for average guys? The answer is simple, because those men are not needy. They are mentally attractive. They don't seek validation, don't chase attention, don't try to impress, and that creates mystery, strength, and respect, the very things that turn women on mentally. So remember this, looks might get a second glance, but mindset, vibe, and presence create lasting attraction. The most powerful part of a man isn't his face or body. It's how he carries his energy and how he makes a woman feel safe, seen, and excited, without even trying. 2. The more you chase her, the more she runs away. This is one of the most important laws in female psychology, and yet it's the one most men break again and again. Here's the truth. Women don't fall for the guy who chases them. They fall for the guy they have to chase, the one who makes them curious, uncertain, excited. Let me explain. When a guy starts liking a girl, he often messages her too much, always says yes to her, compliments her, constantly asks for her time and attention, gets nervous when she doesn't reply quickly. In his mind, he's thinking, if I show her how much I care, she'll appreciate it and like me back. But in her mind, something very different is happening. She starts thinking, why is he always available? Doesn't he have anything better to do? If he's chasing me this hard, I must be above his level. There's no challenge here. This is too easy. And that's when her interest drops. It's not because she's cruel or playing games. It's because the human brain is wired to value what feels rare and uncertain. Let me break it down psychologically. Certainty kills attraction. Mystery keeps her mind spinning. Chasing her tells her, you're the prize and I'm trying to earn you. But not chasing tells her, I'm the prize. Come see if you're worthy. A woman's heart doesn't get activated by pressure or pursuit. It gets activated by space, vibe, and the feeling that you don't need her. When you stop chasing, she starts wondering about you. She checks your profile. She talks about you to her friends. She starts feeling something she can't explain, and that's attraction. So here's the rule. Don't chase. Attract. Be so focused on your life, your energy, and your purpose that when she thinks about you, she's left with questions, not answers. Because when she can't fully figure you out, that's when she starts falling hard. Point 3. Women fall in love. Slowly but deeply. Most guys expect instant results. They think if they say the right thing, dress the right way, or impress her once, she'll fall in love overnight. But that's not how a woman's heart works. A man falls in love quickly, with what he sees. A woman falls in love slowly, with how she feels. Let me break it down. In the beginning, she may find you attractive, funny, or interesting, but that doesn't mean she's emotionally invested. That doesn't mean she's thinking about you before sleep. That doesn't mean her heart skips a beat when she sees your message. That kind of emotion, that deep love, takes time to build in a woman. Why? Because she doesn't fall for your looks or words. She falls for the emotional experience she gets when she's around you, how you make her feel about herself, whether you're calm, mysterious, or needy, how much you respect yourself, whether you make her feel safe, or obsessed, whether she feels like she's winning something rare when she gets your attention. Every small moment, every interaction, every silence, it's all building up something inside her, day by day. At first, she'll test you. She might ignore you, delay replies, act cold, or even flirt with other guys. But that's not rejection. It's her way of checking. Is this guy emotionally strong? Can I respect him? Is he the type of man I can trust, admire, lose myself in? If you pass those tests, if you stay calm, grounded, confident, and don't beg for her validation, something starts to happen inside her. She starts seeing you differently. Not as just another guy, but as a rare man, the kind of man her heart can softly surrender to without fear or doubt. And once a woman falls in love deeply, she loves with her soul. She becomes loyal in a way that's hard to break. She'll defend you, crave you, dream of you, even if she doesn't say it. But remember, it takes time. And if you rush it, pressure her, or act impatient, you kill the spark. So what's the secret? Plant the seed, water it with calm confidence, let time do the rest, because real love in a woman's heart is not instant, it's slow fire, and once it starts burning, it doesn't go out easily. Point 4. A woman needs to feel safe to surrender emotionally. A lot of men make a big mistake. They try to force attraction, they rush things, they think giving too much attention, texting constantly, or showing desperation will win her over, but that's not how it works. A woman doesn't fall for pressure, she falls for safety. And I'm not talking about physical safety only, I mean emotional safety. Let me explain. In today's world, most women carry emotional baggage. They've been lied to, used, ghosted, compared, ignored. So when you come into her life, even if you're different, her guard is already up. She's scanning you, reading between your words, your actions, your silence. Is he playing games? Is he insecure? Is he just like the others? And if she feels even one drop of emotional neediness, her walls go higher. Why? Because women don't surrender to men they don't trust emotionally. If she feels like you need her to be happy, she can't relax. If she feels like you get triggered easily, she can't feel safe. If she feels like you're too available, too reactive, too eager, she'll pull away, even if she was initially attracted to you. But when you show her you're calm, centered, grounded in yourself, that you're not chasing, but simply inviting her into your world, that you have your own purpose, peace, and power, with or without her, then something magical happens. Her guard begins to melt. She starts to trust your energy. She feels like she can finally let go. Let go of pretending. Let go of control. Let go of fear, because your presence gives her emotional security. And when a woman feels emotionally safe, she starts falling in love without even realizing it. She wants to talk to you more. She wants to share her secrets. She craves your attention, your approval, your presence. She starts planning her future with you in it, quietly in her heart. But remember, this only happens when she feels emotionally safe. So don't rush the connection. Don't beg. Don't over-explain. Don't try to prove your worth. Let your energy speak. Be calm. Be mysterious. Be emotionally unshakable. Because once she feels safe around you, she won't just be attracted. She'll be yours in a way that no one else can reach. Point 5. The magnetic power of purpose. Women desire men who don't need them to feel complete. One of the biggest misunderstandings many men have is thinking that the more they center their lives around a woman, the more she'll appreciate and love them. But this belief couldn't be further from the truth. In reality, women are deeply attracted to men who are fulfilled within themselves, men who have a purpose so powerful it consumes them in the best way. When a man's life revolves entirely around a woman, it doesn't come across as romantic. It comes across as empty. because what that signals to her subconsciously is that without her, he has no direction, no mission, no identity. That kind of energy doesn't create attraction, it creates pressure. It says, I need you to feel worthy, and that's a burden no woman wants to carry. Women crave to be part of a man's world, not the center of it. They are drawn to men who are building something, whether it's a career, a dream, a business, or even just a lifestyle full of growth and exploration. It's the drive, the ambition, the obsession with becoming better that turns women on. That energy is contagious, it's inspiring, magnetic, and hard to resist. Think about it like this. The man who is so focused on his mission that he doesn't have time to text her back instantly. He's the one she keeps checking her phone for. The man who doesn't drop everything at her command because he has standards, goals, and things to do. He's the one she respects. The man who continues to grind, grow, and chase his vision regardless of whether she's in his life or not is the one she wants to chase. This isn't about ignoring a woman or making her feel unimportant, quite the opposite. It's about showing her that you're already complete, that your world is already rich with meaning, and she can either be a beautiful part of it or not. That choice is hers, but your journey continues either way. Ironically, when a woman feels that you don't need her to feel whole, that's when she starts wanting to be in your life even more. Because now, being with you becomes a privilege, not a rescue mission. It becomes desire, not duty. So don't abandon your mission to chase a woman. Double down on your growth. Build a life so powerful and fulfilling that she can't help but want to be part of it. Not because you need her, but because she knows she'll never find another man like you. Point 5. The magnetic power of purpose. Women desire men who don't need them to feel complete. One of the biggest misunderstandings many men have is thinking that the more they center their lives around a woman, the more she'll appreciate and love them. But this belief couldn't be further from the truth. In reality, women are deeply attracted to men who are fulfilled within themselves. Men who have a purpose so powerful, it consumes them in the best way. When a man's life revolves entirely around a woman, it doesn't come across as romantic. It comes across as empty. Because what that signals to her, subconsciously, is that without her, he has no direction, no mission, no identity. That kind of energy doesn't create attraction, it creates pressure. It says, I need you to feel worthy, and that's a burden no woman wants to carry. Women crave to be part of a man's world, not the center of it. They are drawn to men who are building something, whether it's a career, a dream, a business, or even just a lifestyle full of growth and exploration. It's the drive, the ambition, the obsession with becoming better that turns women on. That energy is contagious. It's inspiring, magnetic, and hard to resist. Think about it like this. The man who is so focused on his mission that he doesn't have time to text her back instantly, he's the one she keeps checking her phone for. The man who doesn't drop everything at her command because he has standards, goals, and things to do. He's the one she respects. The man who continues to grind, grow, and chase his vision, regardless of whether she's in his life or not, is the one she wants to chase. This isn't about ignoring a woman or making her feel unimportant, quite the opposite. It's about showing her that you're already complete, that your world is already rich with meaning, and she can either be a beautiful part of it or not. That choice is hers, but your journey continues either way. Ironically, when a woman feels that you don't need her to feel whole, that's when she starts wanting to be in your life even more, because now, being with you becomes a privilege, not a rescue mission. It becomes desire, not duty. So don't abandon your mission to chase a woman. Double down on your growth. Build a life so powerful and fulfilling that she can't help but want to be part of it. Not because you need her, but because she knows she'll never find another man like you. Point 6. Emotional stability. The silent trait that drives women wild. A lot of men think attraction is about looks, money, or being the bad boy. But what many don't realize is that one of the most powerful turn-ons for women is something much quieter, much deeper. It's emotional control. Let me explain. Life is full of ups and downs. We all face stress, disappointment, rejection, and uncertainty. But not everyone handles these moments the same way. Some people panic, lash out, or crumble under pressure. Others stay calm, composed, and grounded, no matter what's happening around them. that second type, that's the man women feel safe with. That's the man they desire. You see, emotional control doesn't mean you never feel anything. It means you have the maturity and inner strength to respond, not react. It means when life throws chaos your way, you don't fall apart. You lead through it. And in a world that's constantly changing, that kind of presence is irresistible. Why? Because deep down, every woman wants to feel emotionally secure. She wants to know that when she's vulnerable, upset, or scared, you won't lose your cool. That when she's emotional, you stay calm. That when things go wrong, you step up. She wants to know that she can lean on your energy, not be overwhelmed by it. When you're the kind of man who doesn't beg for attention, who doesn't chase, who doesn't get shaken by every little thing, she feels that. She sees you as a rock, a rare kind of strength that not many men carry. And here's the twist. Emotional stability is sexy because it creates trust, and trust is what allows her to fully open up, let go, and connect on a deeper level, physically, emotionally, and spiritually. So, if you want to stand out from every other man she's ever met, work on mastering your emotions. Don't let anger, insecurity, or fear control you. Show her that no matter what happens, you are in control of yourself. That's what makes you powerful. That's what makes you unforgettable. Point 7. Purpose. The most attractive energy a man can radiate. If you really want to stand out in a woman's mind, not just for a night, but in a way she remembers you, respects you, and desires you, then let me give you one of the most powerful secrets of attraction. A man on a mission is magnetic. Let me break it down. When a man is driven by purpose, when he wakes up each day with a reason, a vision, a hunger to build something, become something, or leave a mark on this world, women feel that energy. It's in how he speaks, how he walks, how he handles setbacks. He doesn't wander through life, he leads it. And that, my friend, is deeply attractive. You see, women are naturally drawn to men who are going somewhere. Because a man with direction creates certainty. He doesn't need to impress her, beg for her time, or constantly ask for validation, because he's not chasing people, he's chasing a dream. And ironically, that's what pulls people toward him. Think about it. A man without purpose becomes needy. He clings, he overthinks, he centers his life around her, and that pressure pushes her away. But a man who's building his life, growing himself, and chasing something bigger, that man gives off a kind of confidence that no money or looks can fake. He's unavailable to drama. He's not easily shaken. His time is valuable and his presence feels like a gift. And here's the key. A woman wants to join your mission, not be your mission. She wants to support your fire, not be the fire. Because when she sees you creating something meaningful, whether it's your business, your craft, your fitness, or your vision, she's naturally pulled in. She wants to be beside you as you conquer the world. So if you want to become irresistible, stop chasing women and start chasing your greatness. Build your value, commit to growth. Become the man who's so focused on becoming his best version that she can't help but want to be a part of it. Because here's the truth. When a man knows who he is and where he's going, the right woman won't want to lead him. She'll want to follow him. Point 8. A man who controls his emotions controls the room. In today's world, where everyone is quick to react, quick to rage, quick to fall apart, there's something incredibly powerful about a man who stays calm, collected, and composed. Let me explain why this is so attractive. Women, whether they admit it or not, are instinctively drawn to a man who can remain emotionally grounded. Why? Because he becomes her anchor, her safe place, her emotional home. When life throws chaos, stress, and drama her way, she doesn't want a man who explodes, panics, or becomes emotionally unstable. She wants a man who can hold steady, a man who doesn't let his mood shift with every small problem, a man who listens more than he reacts, a man who breathes through the fire instead of feeding it. That emotional self-control shows strength, not the kind that's loud or aggressive, but the quiet, powerful strength of a man who has mastered himself. And that, my friend, is extremely rare and extremely attractive. You see, a lot of men think being emotional is how you connect with a woman. And yes, emotional intelligence matters, but uncontrolled emotions, that's weakness. When you cry too easily, get jealous too fast, argue without thinking, or break down over little things, you become a burden, not a source of strength. Women don't want to carry your emotional baggage. They want a man who can carry himself, and by doing that, help carry them when life gets heavy. When you learn to master your emotions, to respond instead of react, to feel deeply but express wisely, you step into your masculine power. You become the kind of man whose presence calms her storm instead of adding to it. And that kind of man, that's unforgettable. So remember, your ability to stay calm in chaos makes you her peace in a world full of noise. Point 9. A man with a purpose becomes irresistible. Let me tell you something that most guys don't realize. Your purpose is your power. It's the fire that fuels your soul. And when you walk through life with clarity, vision, and unstoppable drive, women feel it before you even speak a word. You don't need to be rich, you don't need to be famous, but if you know where you're going, if your eyes carry the hunger of a man on a mission, that energy becomes magnetic. You see, a man with no direction becomes emotionally needy. He chases women to fill a void. He becomes obsessed with her because she's the only source of excitement in his life, and that's when things start to fall apart. He gets clingy, insecure, always checking if she still loves him. Why? Because he doesn't love his own life, but a man with purpose, he's different. He wakes up with a reason, he builds, he grows, he's busy becoming the man he was born to be. And that presence, that sense of forward motion, makes women feel like they're being pulled into something bigger than themselves. She doesn't just fall for him, she falls for his mission. When you have purpose, you don't chase women. You attract them because they want to be part of that journey. They want to stand beside a man who's not lost, not confused, not wandering, but becoming. And the most attractive part, you stop making her your everything. Instead, she becomes part of your world, not the center of it. That balance, that confidence, that masculine focus, it changes everything. So if you want to become the kind of man women respect, desire, and admire, stop chasing women and start chasing your purpose. Because when you're aligned with your mission, your energy speaks louder than your words. Point 10. Confidence isn't loud. It's silent, calm, and unshakable. Most people think confidence means being loud, cocky, showing off your muscles or your money. But let me tell you the truth. Real confidence is quiet. It's in your energy, your body language, your eye contact, your silence. And that is what pulls women in. When a man is truly confident, he doesn't need to prove anything. He doesn't talk too much, he doesn't try to impress, and he definitely doesn't beg for attention. He knows who he is. He walks into a room and doesn't need to dominate, yet somehow everyone feels his presence. Women are drawn to that because deep down, they're not looking for a man who pretends to be strong. They want a man who is strong. Not physically, but emotionally, mentally, spiritually. A confident man listens more than he speaks. He doesn't chase, he attracts. He respects himself so much that if someone disrespects him, he simply walks away. Not out of anger, but because he knows his value. You know what's really powerful? A man who can sit in silence, look a woman in the eyes, and make her feel safe, desired, and respected without saying a single word. That's a vibe only confidence can create, and it comes from within. It comes from accepting your flaws. It comes from surviving your failures. It comes from facing your fears and realizing, I am enough. I don't need to pretend. Women are incredibly intuitive. They can feel the difference between fake confidence and the real thing. So if you want to attract the right woman, work on your inner world, build self-respect, set boundaries, know your worth. Because when your confidence is silent, calm, and unshakable, you won't need to speak much. Your energy will do all the talking. This isn't about playing games. It's about understanding attraction on a deeper level. It's about becoming the kind of man who naturally inspires desire, not by pretending, but by becoming stronger, more focused, and more confident in who you are. So stop chasing, start becoming, and when you do, she won't just notice you, she'll feel you.